If there's one thing this show's audience loves, it's conspiracy theories. Why read the boring, regular gaming news when we can hypothesize about the shit going on behind the scenes?
Yeah.
It's way more fun. So today, we're talking about how Call of Duty is responsible for the neo-Nazi uprising. Buckle up, fuckers. It's time for the Alex Jones of gaming news shows.
Here we go!
No, you fucking cuck!
Peggy 18.
For Generation X and Y, the common theme for old douchebags to rag on the mental capacity of the youth was to blame television for not only rotting their minds, but also by acting as a stand-in for their teachers as well. Using this excuse and repeating it ad nauseum would have everyone believe that their view of history and education in general was shaped by what they saw on the TV looky box, and eventually, God forbid, cable, where they could show boobs.
I learned everything I know from Beavis and Butthead. Then came the millennials.
Dong.
And whatever the fuck you call the generation after that. You! Generation Meme. That's probably what the name's gonna be. Nowadays, you little shits spend more time playing video games than almost anything else. And why wouldn't you? They're fun, you don't have to do much, they drip feed you little boosts of serotonin when you do well and complete tasks. It feels good.
Yeah.
Oh, and some of them are even based on historical events, giving you a front row seat to what happened, where maybe you'll pick up some little bits and pieces of the truth, because at the very least, you might want to know some of the plot to the game you're playing.
Enter Call of Duty, one of the biggest video game franchises of all time, and one that for most people had a familiar setting for its FPS combat. World War II. You know, the one where the libtard cucks fought the very peaceful Nazis.
Some of them are very fine.
Some of them were. Of which, yeah, they're very fine people, I'm sure. Okay, but seriously though, even if for some reason you had no prior knowledge of World War II, but were a fan of Call of Duty since its debut all the way back in 2003, it would not be so hard to piece together the fact that you were fighting Nazis in Europe in the 40s because they were evil cunts.
Yeah, Call of Duty 1, released in 2003, based on World War II. Call of Duty 2, released in 2005, based on World War II. Call of Duty 3, released in 2006, based on World War II. Call of Duty World at War, yeah, released in 2008, but you guessed it, based on World War II.
Okay, so before World at War, there was the first Modern Warfare, which was released in 2007, and then of course there was Modern Warfare 2, some Cold War era style ones, and then some garbage. Still, for a majority of its existence, Call of Duty brought World War II to life for people, and even if it was in an infinitesimal way, let the player base know that Nazis were the bad guys, especially when they turn into zombies.
Yes, we're all clear on that. A couple things happened when Call of Duty left World War II behind, and again, we have to reiterate, this is conspiracy mode here, we're having fun on Tugs. But without a yearly update where you could dish out justice to the Nazis, maybe these young, impressionable minds started to disconnect with the fact that they were the bad guys. I mean, this is the fan base who literally threw a fucking temper tantrum when the new Call of Duty game decided not to include swastikas in the multiplayer version of their game because the company that makes the game probably didn't want a hate symbol to be broadcast to millions of people, including sponsors, and to countries where the symbol is banned every time they held an esports event. Now, it's also fair to mention that the fact that the general vocal consensus of bad guys evolved from Nazis to people from the Middle East around the same time Call of Duty went from World War II to Modern Warfare. Impressionable.
Suspicious.
Yes.
Obviously, this episode and everything we're saying is a joke.
Yes.
Sort of. But sometimes it's not hard to believe simply because we've all been in a multiplayer match with some little piece of shit hick who's created a racist emblem on his player tag, and then he starts screaming the N-word in the lobby and throughout the entire game.
Those are the people that could actually be the ones that are learning from Call of Duty and not real life.
Yeah, these are the types of morons.
I don't believe what my liberal history teacher's telling me. I think I'll stick to the games. They tell me that the guys over in the Middle East, they're all bad. I just wish there was some game out where I could learn about how bad the Nazis were.
Yeah.
Why are they refusing to release a game about how Nazis are bad? If they won't release the game, how is it true?
Yeah, it's true.
How will I know?
That's true.
Dang it.
But yeah, these N-word,
darn it.
the Klansmen in your chat lobby,
Yeah.
those are the types of morons who might actually make what we're saying legitimate and not just incendiary Alex Jones style gaming conspiracy theories.
Yeah, it's the same type of person that's screaming that over Xbox Live is the same dude who at that rally took his shirt off and his thing was like, I was just joking.
Yeah.
I was just joking. I thought it'd be funny. I thought it was a meme.
It's a joke, bro.
Now, listen, once Call of Duty went to goddamn space, that's when shit really started to hit the fan
and you
in
notice
this country.
that NASA lost its funding immediately.
It's true.
When Call of Duty went
They
to space.
retired
They ruined
the space shuttle, yeah. And nobody wants to shoot space robots, so with no questionable moral guidance from Huge Games, these kids, they had no option than to turn to the only other source of information for impressionable young people who laugh at racist jokes to learn from. It was full-on time for internet forums, and man, some of what these guys online are saying makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's because a lot of it is the exact same nationalist propaganda used to trick kids 80 years ago.
Don't be a sucker. When we were begging Call of Duty to go back to its roots over the past few years, it wasn't just because space robots is fucking stupid, because we desperately needed Call of Duty to remind a new generation of fuckheads that Nazis were bad. And now, it's too little too late, because as we said before, these dipshits threw a goddamn fit when you changed the swastika to the iron stars! Who the fuck gives a shit? Oh, Nazis! That's who!
Yeah!
The Nazis and white supremacists who think the people are erasing history by moving statues into museums are the same fucking Nazis who will tell game developers that removing Nazi symbols from a video game is also erasing history. I have no object permanence.
And we started this as a conspiracy theory, but just like what you read online, these guys have a lot of good ideas.
Yeah. It's like when you take a toy out of a child's hands. He took my toy. He took my swastika.
How many times did you visit these fucking monuments? I went every day to pay respects to Robert E. Lee. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Will Call of Duty World War II be a turning point for the country and allow these dumpy polo-wearing dipshits who cry over someone taking away their participation trophies to go back to their bedrooms and act out their weird fantasies online and in matches instead of on the streets and in parks? Will that be the future we live in? Or will the Daily Stormer end up sponsoring an esports team that refuses to play unless they can compete on the side of the Germans? I guess only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, nobody cares about Crackdown 3.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not a single person.
No.
See, obviously you remember our coverage of E3 this year and how we were a bit confused as to why Crackdown 3 was being held to a high standard of gaming excellence when it only sold copies because it came with a free beta for Halo 3. We also did a separate episode of T.U.G.S explaining all of that, so it comes as no surprise to us that Crackdown 3, they've just pulled the easiest bit of marketing they could in a last-ditch attempt to get people to be curious about their game. They delayed it.
Yeah.
Guys, we're making it extra good.
Now, setting aside the fact that Microsoft Studios is probably fucking pissed about this because it leaves them with yet another game that was supposed to be released with their new console ditching that fall release. But this just smells of hype bullshit building. It's the same thing Rick and Morty did with Season 3, except it worked because people actually love that show, and it ended up delivering on being great. Delay the game, get the free press about the game being delayed because you want to make it better, which then reminds everyone that your game actually still exists, then dangle it like a carrot and let the hype and fantasy of how great it could be, let that run wild in people's minds so you can sell a few extra copies to the morbidly curious. Got it. Smart move, guys. God, you guys are brilliant.
Yeah.
You must watch T.U.G.S.
The other painfully obvious reason for this delay is because it was originally supposed to come out in November, which is smack dab in the fall gaming season, where numerous other big games are vying for attention. There's no fucking way that Crackdown 3 can compete with Call of Duty, Destiny 2, Battlefront, Super Mario Odyssey, or any other game during the time frame. Any kid who has Crackdown 3 at the top of their Christmas list is a Russian sleeper agent.
Yeah.
So they just moved it to spring 2018. They'll probably release it during a time span where they have a little more breathing room. And, gamers might want to just try something else, even if they weren't interested in the game at all in the first place.
It's the exact thing that happened to Titanfall 2. No one really gives a shit. It has a core base. You release a damn fine game.
Very good.
But you do it in fall when the guys are out buying fucking Call of Duty.
Madden.
Yeah, and Madden and shit. And that's what happens. They skip over your game because games are expensive and you can't buy them all. So you dump it in spring. Maybe they'll buy it. Listen, the official statement is, we just want to deliver the right game with the right quality at the right time. Nice try, Crackdown. Unless you bundle that shit with a new Halo game, I just don't see this thing taking off, no matter how many times you pay Terry Crews to yell at people in your trailers. But, guys, you know who's never delayed? Shippy. He's always right on time and ready to serve up some gourmet truth bombs right to your earballs. And this week, Shibby's taking it back to the old school.
Oh, snap.
Under budget and ahead of schedule.
What a shill.
Ahem. Sonic boys and fisting girls. I mean, Knuckles girls. I mean, I like anime Tails girls. Whatever. This week I'm reviewing the most nostalgic Sonic game ever. Nostalgic Mania. Sonic Mania. Currently released for the Nintendo Switch by Sega of America, this platform game is something
on PlayStation and Xbox
that you've played before. Well, not much of a surprise. Sort of like Sonic fans suck ass. I mean, eat ass fast. I mean, surprised that Switch handheld mode actually runs something at 60 frames per minute. Whatever.
Have you ever wanted to go fast?
But Shibby, woo! I thought Sonic was dead. He's just a cringy meme, and the Sonic Twitter account is used to bully other game developers. Viewer, trust me, I thought that too. However, in recent years, Sega partnered with Nintendo to develop exclusive games for the 3DS and the failing Wii U times. Disgusting. I know. Such banging exclusive titles like Sonic Lost World, Mario and Sonic Winter Olympics, Sonic Boom Rises Lyric, not the streamer, Sonic Boom Shatter Crystal. These 4 titles rank among the lowest Sonic games of all time, ranging from a 2 to 5 out of 10. Even IGN, who will gladly accept those sweet, sweet dollary dues to bump up a review score, allegedly, did not give any of these titles the gold ring standard of a 7 or 8 out of 10. I like to call these 7 or 8s out of 10 of the score of, it's a video game. T.U.G.S boys know the only true score is a 0 or a 10. Moving on.
Why are you holding a trophy?
AFK, baby. True T.U.G.S boys know what's up. Anyways, many critiques like Ricky are saying that Sonic Mania is the best Sonic in decades.
I'm a critique.
I sure fucking hope so, because the back catalog is such shit with those exclusive Wii U titles. Give me the skinny, Shibby. Viewer, oh, I'm glad you've noticed. Fine. I cannot hold it in much longer. Sonic Mania on the Switch is actually pretty good. Ugh. It pains me to say that, such words, but for $20 price tag, and if you like platforming games and if you get a shit about Sonic, then this is a pretty easy purchase. Ugh. Classic and new zones with some funky ass 16-bit music, new bonus events, and some new boss fight mechanics. They're actually a refreshing surprise. Honestly, it comes down to this. The last few Sonic games suck dick. To be trill, which I've been informed means to be too real. The only thing that I thought was at least decent was Sonic All-Star Racing, and that was because it was not a completely fucked PC port, and the fact that PC has not had a good arcade racing game like Mario Kart, so this is the closest thing. Good enough. Like those cute Japanese girls in high school who won't sit on your face. Basically, Sonic, I don't know, it's ethical. Something that is ethical
Really weird.
is that my shirt store is finally ready. teespring.com/store/shibby. Much like these guys have with etcmerch.com, I wanted to make some memey shit too. So go check it out, or don't. Do no buy and make gaming great again. You should be criminal. Link in the description, hopefully. Bottom line is, if you're a Sonic fan, you'll pick this shit up. Ricky already did, and Elliot probably will in 3 years from now when it's on Steam sale for 99 cents. Having said all that, I gotta call it quits like Steve Bannon and rate this shit 0 out of 10 because the PC version is delayed 2 weeks.
Now, since Shibby has turned into a shill of himself, he can no longer be trusted. So let's turn to Amazon and take a walk down memory lane, or Mammary Lane as Shibby would call it, and to one of the big Sonic hits from the last decade or so. Back in 2006, a game called simply Sonic the Hedgehog was released for PS3 and Xbox 360. And, well, let's just let user Flying Wallaby and his review titled, "This game spits in the face of the real Sonic," do the talking.
I bought this game recently from Amazon for around $6 with hopes that despite the poor reviews that I, as a stoic Sonic the Hedgehog supporter, would be able to look past its flaws and find a core consisting of at least a well-meaning attempt to continue the adventures of one of my childhood heroes. The joke was on me, however, when all I found was a massive collection of glitch after glitch instead of anything even remotely resembling the game I deluded myself into believing existed. I have been playing Sonic games since the Sega Genesis was a top-of-the-line product, which is farther back than I care to remember. And when the Sega Dreamcast was introduced, I purchased one for the sole purpose of buying and playing Sonic Adventure, which was a mind-blowingly spectacular game. The reason that this information is relevant is to show that after all these years of Sonic existing as one of my favorite fictional characters of all time, I can honestly say, without the slightest exaggeration, that this game will forever leave a scar on one of my most cherished video game related memories. Nothing about this game can even be considered close to being halfway mediocre. It really is that bad. This is not a joke. If you are a Sonic fan, then do yourself a favor if you consider buying this game and burn your money instead, so that you will never have to endure this mockery of video gaming culture. If you are not a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, then this game would make a fantastic supporting argument if you insist that Mario is superior to Sonic, although you would still be wrong. I am kicking myself for wasting $6 whole on this game when I would gladly pay 5 times that amount to never play it again.
Wow.
In summary, everything about this game is nothing less than utterly contemptible, and I hope whoever designed this game is never allowed to even think about designing another game without having to pay an outrageous fine. 1 star.
And they took the swastikas out. Buy our merch, etcmerch.com, and Shibby's site too. Follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/ITS Ricky FTW.
Twitch.tv/Elliot ETC.
Shibby2142.
Shut up, Shibby.
Boo.
Twitch.tv/etc_show. We're going to be at Gamescom next
yeah.
week because we're going back to being a gaming channel. So we're going to be at Gamescom in Germany. So if you see us, say hi. If not, hit us up on Twitter and maybe we'll grab a beer. Also, we have 2 videos that you need to watch. 1, a damning example of why you should never buy the Rick and Morty board game despite how great the show
it's
is.
bad.
And the other, a podcast with Ross Robinson, who is one of the fucking best metal hard rock producers of all time. Check those both out. We'll see you in Germany. Prost!
Cheers!